Hi, I'm here with Scott and Kim Woods, founders of the Beautiful Scar Project. I chose this charity because I went to school with Scott up in UNC in Greeley back in the mid-90s. I will let Scott and Kim introduce themselves and tell you about their foundation.
Hi, I'm Scott, and
I'm Kim.
It's Kim, and we founded the Beautiful Scar Project 10 years ago now. Today,
10 years ago.
This year, we had 3 early-term pregnancy losses, 3 early-term miscarriages, and then in December of 2011, we lost our son Caleb Calvin. The day before he was supposed to be born to stillbirth. It was a cord accident. We went in for a final checkup and they couldn't find a heartbeat. They uttered those 3 words that no parent should ever have to hear. So we were admitted to the hospital and we did a C-section, and while we were in the room, we were given a blue folder, and I dubbed it the blue folder of death, and I wanted nothing to do with it, and I put it on the shelf, and it had a piece of paper with mortuaries and cemeteries, and a couple flyers about counseling
And
grief.
Yeah, so, I mean, honestly, the Beautiful Scar Project was born out of our shattered hearts sitting in the hospital right after we had Caleb. What we realized is we had no clue how to make decisions. We were being asked to make eternal care decisions that we had no business making at that point, simply because we weren't in the mental health space to do it. And we realized that the nurses at the hospital, as lovely and caring and incredible as they were legally not allowed to help. And so we had to kind of grapple our way through, and you don't have the mental capacity, you don't have the energy to try and Google things. You don't know who's going to take care of your baby the way that you would. We were planning a life with Caleb, and unfortunately we ended up having to make eternal care decisions instead. So Scott dubbed that folder the blue folder of death, and we just said it should be a little easier. If nothing's going to make it easy, but it should just be a little bit easier. And so it was there that we came up with the Beautiful Scar Project, because we wanted to make sure that no family was without help or hope. Help and hope are the 2 things that have gotten us through these last 10 years. And so we created a resource folder that we call the white folder of hope, kind of the antithesis of the blue folder of death, that has bite-sized pieces of information in it for families to look through. The nurses go over that with them. We train them how to do that. We've had this program in place since 2013. We have about 15 hospitals on board, and we continue to grow with the program. The next thing that we are trying to launch is a retreat for parents who have experienced the loss of a baby due to miscarriage, stillbirth, and neonatal death. The divorce rate is anywhere from 70 to 80% in the first 3 years after the loss of a child. And then after that, for the next 7 years, about 70% of those families who have made it through the first 3 aren't going to make it through the next 7. So we're really passionate about partnerships and supporting the parents who have gone through this. So we want to launch a retreat up in the mountains in Colorado and do a mixture of recreational therapy and breakout sessions. And so that $10,000 would help us launch that. It'll help us launch 8 couples to go to the inaugural retreat, and it will be life-changing for those partnerships. So thank you so much for listening to us and listening about Beautiful Scar Project, and Brian's the best.